This woman bought an old Boeing 727 for $2,000 to live in it. What happened next is incredible. Jo and Ujiri lived in Benoit, Mississippi and had a beautiful plot of land. There she had a mobile home on a stand that was right next to a stunning lake with large trees surrounding the property. She had lived on her land for a while, but now she had a big problem. Her mobile home was completely destroyed in an ice storm and there was no way to fix it. She would have to find the new one. This was the home she lived in and also as a beautician. She also wanted a little bit more space than she was used to having, discussing the problem with her family. Her brother-in-law had an unconventional idea for Joanne to consider not getting a mobile home at all but rather something much larger. Joanne's new home, it was a large plane, a Boeing 727, the first of his kind that worked in the Continental Airlines fleet. The plane with the serial number 19510 had been in service for the airline from May 1968 to September 1993. When it was retired, but then in 1994 when this conversation between Joanne and her family took place. This was an incredible opportunity for Joanne. She decided she would go for it. It was going to be a lot of work and probably won't be as affordable as just buying a mobile home, but it would be hers. And it would be really special. She paid $2,000 for the plane, but this was not a camper that she could just pull to her land. With a truck she would need a removal company to move it. This cost her $4,000. That doesn't seem cheap by 1994 standards. The plane was going to look a lot more spectacular. They positioned it over the lake, making it look like it was taking off. The room that you used to be the cockpit looks over the water and has a really pretty view, and since Joanne has made it a really special room, it is one of the coolest in her home, but more on that later. There were things that she had contractors come out to do. These were the things that would be dangerous if you don't does it right. She paid people to do the plumbing, heating and also electrical elements to make sure that they were all done safely, but there was also a lot of stuff that she could do on her own. They had to pull out all the chairs to create different rooms and make space for furniture. Then they placed new flooring right through the plane. However, this was one home that would never have an issue with storage. She kept the overhead luggage compartments and used them as storage space. There were also some other plane features that she kept to maintain the unique character of her home. The cockpit control wheels were kept and became a cool feature that Joanne's grandchildren would play with. She also kept the rear air stairs but combined them with a garage. The home was filled with light, and that made the home bright and lovely. The space was divided into a 3-bedroom home, and with kids and grandchildren coming to visit, Joanne could really use those extra bedrooms. The home also kept one of the plane lavatories, but then Joanne created an awesome luxury bathroom in the cockpit that was a great bathtub in front of the cockpit. And taking a bath while looking out at the pond must have been a pretty awesome experience. She also added a hot tub to bathroom where she could completely relax and rewind. The home also had a great kitchen where Joanne could cook up a storm, a living and dining room for entertainment, and even a laundry room with a washing machine, as Joanne explained it. The house had everything that she ever wanted in her dream home. They put in a telephone line to communicate. They also had air conditioning that made everything a lot more pleasant in the warmer months. It also had an oven in the kitchen and a dishwasher. It sounds like it was a pretty great place to live in. It took a lot of work since Joanne did most of it herself. Not only did it take money and work, but it also took a lot more time than a normal mobile home would have taken, but in the end it was all worth it to Joanne, who adored her home. Plus she wasn't the only one who got to enjoy this special spot. Her friends and family had just as much fun coming over to the unique home. Joanne shared that her grandchildren loved coming to visit her in her plane home. They could run through the entire plane and play. They also loved taking baths in the cockpit and playing with the control wheels of the plane while they played in the bath. She also gave some amazing parties on the plane. Her friends loved coming on board to have some fun. These parties created a vibe as if they were back in time when air travel was at the height of luxury. The only thing missing from parties, according to Joanne, it was just that there weren't any air hostesses to come around. and serve their drinks. All in all, the plane was 27 years old when it got a new life, and Joanne said that it was the best home in the world. She loved it, but that was when the story took a sad turn. Joanne had some big plans for her amazing home. There was so much interest in the conversion that they decided they would take it to another location and open it up to the public once again. They had to get movers to relocate the home, but this time things went wrong. The plane fell off the truck and was damaged. It was a major blow, and one that shocked not only Joanne and her family but also all the other people who had been following her story for such a long time. Would she ever be able to move on from? Joanne was never someone to accept defeat that easily. She was going to come back stronger. In some of the interviews he gave, she explained her plans for the future. The plane conversion had given her so much joy that she wanted to do it all over, but this time she wanted to go even bigger. This time she wanted to convert a Boeing 747 that would give her a second story where she could create a dream master bedroom with vision like that. We just know that Joanne was able to achieve all of her dreams.